everybody, let's do Core Math 9 Quarter 1 of our curriculum map here. And before your student gets to take this course, they have to pass a diagnostic test, which takes about 25 minutes. Email me for that. Let's go right into Quarter 1 Math 9 curriculum map. And let's start out here with your pretest. Your student will take a mid-chapter, Chapter 13 mid-chapter quiz. This is their pretest. And then week 1, we get right into evaluating expressions, order of operations. And then week 2, we have write equations for inequalities and use precision and measurement, which is about significant digits for Math 9 Quarter 1. And then week 3, oh, by the way, week 2, you got 2 quizzes on week 2. Week 3, you got another quiz. And we continue with significant digits here. And then represent functions as rules and graphs. And then represent functions as graphs. And then functions as graphs. So we're getting seriously into functions here as graphs. And then week 4, there's a test. And we have 1.9, the expressions, equations, and functions. 2.1, find square roots and rational numbers. 2.2 is solve one-step equations. 2.3, two-step equations. Here to finish out week 4 with a test in week 4. And then week 5, we have 2 quizzes week 5. Solving multi-step equations, and solve equations with variables on both sides. And then week 6, write ratios and proportions here, solve proportions using cross products, and then rewrite equations as formulas. We get into that in week 6 with a quiz on week 6, so your student will be assessed almost every week here. And then week 7, you got a test on week 7, continuing rewriting equations as formulas. And then we go into Chapter 2, review and summary, classwork 1, part 1. And then we have a homework here, part 2, because we have a classwork part 1, part 2. And then continuing solving linear equations, review and summary, classwork part 1 through 4. Homework part 1. So it is extensive, parents. Your student will be extensively instructed here. And then week 8, we go into plotting points in the coordinate plane, graphing linear equations, and graphing linear equations, part 2, week 8. And do we have a assessment? No. But week 9, I'm certain that we do. And we have a quiz and a test for week 9. 3.3, graph using intercepts. And then 3.4, finding slope rate of change. And we have a quiz and a test covering everything up to this point. And then here's a review of our quizzing and testing here. We have a pretest here of mid-chapter quiz from the previous course. Your student will not be allowed unless they pass this quiz. And then we go into week 2. We have a quiz here, writing expressions, then using problem-solving plan. That's a little bit qualitative there. And then week 3, we have a quiz for functions as graph for week 3. And then week 4, we have a test, expressions, equations, and functions test part 1 for week 4. And then I think this is week 5 here, we have a quiz, two-step equations, and then variables on both sides. That gets assessed on week 5. And then week 6, we have a quiz, rewriting equations as formulas for week 6. And then week 7, we have a test, solving linear equations, part 1 and 2, and then solving linear equations says parts 3 and 4. It's a 4-part test for week 7. And then going into week 9, we have a quiz, graph using intercepts, and then we have a test, graph linear equations and functions test, part 1 for week 9. And that is your curriculum map for the day. Animated PowerPoint math video at l.com for questions or course materials. Thank you very much.